Some good news on a fourth stimulus check. Let's get into it and discuss all of the information. But really quickly, thank you so much for joining me. Have you ever been in a position where you don't know where to look, who to ask, or where to turn to find honest, accurate, and reliable information? Well, that's actually something I've been dealing with for many, many years of my life, which is exactly why I am back every single day in these short videos to help you out in any way that I can during this very difficult and confusing time. In fact, I've made a commitment to everybody here on the channel, whether you're subscribed or you haven't subscribed quite yet, to be back every single day with reliable, honest, accurate, and transparent information, because I know it's a really tough time right now, and I'm very much dedicated to making sure that you trust the information that I'm bringing you and that it's reliable, honest, and transparent, of course. So you can feel free to fact check anything that I talk about in any of my videos. You can find it right online. That's exactly where I find it as well. But I just wanted to let you know, I'm very much committed to helping out everybody here on the channel. I know it's very difficult out there right now. I know it's confusing. I know it's difficult, and I just want to do whatever I can to help. So if you like the sound of that, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Ask all of them to come over, check out some videos, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I truly do appreciate it. I just want to help out. I know it's tough out there, and I want to be here for you every single day. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Let's talk through this. All right, so now that we've been dealing with this whole COVID situation for about 17 or so months now, a lot of people and groups are starting to come forward and say, hello, federal government, are you there? Is anybody home? Because we're struggling and we need some support right now. So a lot of people are starting to come out and start to scratch their head a little bit and say, have we been abandoned? Hello, is anybody out there? Well, yeah, I think a lot of us here on the channel are starting to say the same exact thing. I know I certainly am right now, right? Especially with everything going on right now, with this Delta variant raging through the country right now, I think a lot of us are saying, I'm confused a little bit, like, what's going on? Well, I'm starting to see some reports out there of groups and people starting to come forward asking and saying the exact same things. So let me lay some numbers out for you right now. In fact, I'm going to run through this relatively quickly, but you're going to start to see really quickly why it's a little bit confusing that they haven't stepped forward. Considering in early 2020, we were seeing things even like not quite as worse as what we are right now, not quite as bad as what we are right now, and all of a sudden back then we were seeing all this support coming out. So either way, let me run you through a few things here, and you'll start to see why this is so obviously clear that we need some support here. All right, so as of right now, there are 14.6 million people in the United States drawing on unemployment benefits. In a matter of about a week from now, about 7.5 million of those people are going to be losing unemployment benefits. Literally, snap your fingers and done. They're losing their benefits as an expiration of unemployment benefits because of those emergency programs that were put in place in early 2020. Now, another thing, the unemployment rate is currently sitting at 5.4%. We know that the unemployment rate is a huge factor in determining what the government does as far as going forward in reference to many of these stimulus programs, like enhanced unemployment benefits, including all of those stimulus checks that we've received. They always look at the unemployment rate. That's something that always pegs, when they go through all the economic data, they certainly look at the unemployment rate. That is a huge factor when it comes to distributing additional stimulus checks. We also do know this. There was recently a study conducted at the end of July and into early August that found 25% of households in the United States had a hard time covering basic living necessities, like basic living needs. They had a hard time, 25%. So, I mean, that's a huge percentage, seriously. Should we be seeing that many people out in the country right now struggling that bad? 25 out of every 100 households out there are having a hard time getting by right now. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the average number is on any given normal year, but to me, that seems incredibly high. I mean, that seems really weird, seriously. If that was like a norm right now, I'd say we're doing some things really wrong in this country. If 25% is the norm, I don't think that's the norm. I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong, but this is a study that was just out in the end of July and into early August that suggested this. So, pretty interesting stuff. Also, the Urban Institute has said one more stimulus check would lift an additional 6.4 million people out of poverty in 2021. Not to mention, we also have the Economic Security Project. They've mentioned that a fourth and even fifth stimulus check would lift millions upon millions of people out of poverty once again in 2021. Well, as we start to look around the country right now with everything going on, as we talked about just a minute ago, this Delta variant continues to rage on. In fact, a lot of these southern states along the Gulf, like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, these states are getting hit really, really hard right now. Like, it is a sad situation with everything going on down there, and all of like literally the spread of this Delta variant and the hospitalizations, hospitals overflowing with people. It seems weird because realistically, we were seeing situations like a fraction of this in early 2020, and they're like, whoa, let's pass multiple stimulus packages and get tons of money out the door. You remember that? And now here we are just about 17 months later, and it's almost like they're acting like, well, we're good. We're good, everyone. Don't worry. We're fine. No, we're not fine. So here's the thing. We know that this reconciliation bill is currently on the table right now. Well, they're kind of, putting their little packages together and their little proposals and everything that they want into this package. They're kind of buttoning everything all up and they're dropping it into this reconciliation bill. Okay, fine. That's fine. But you know what? We need swift action on this thing. And in fact, we're seeing kind of like this whole divide right now. Some people are coming forward in Congress and they're saying, hey, we need to go big and bold and we need to do it really, really fast. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we have other people in Congress, a lot of people in fact, who are just kind of like, well, the process will take place and it'll all come together as necessary and in due time, we'll get the package done. Yes, so apparently they're on one hand seeing the urgency of getting things passed through as quickly as possible, and on the other hand, it's like, well, we have tons of time to waste. Well, I don't know about you, but it doesn't really seem like we have a whole lot of time to waste here. But either way, it's nice that we're finally seeing a lot more groups and or people starting to come out and starting to put the numbers together on all of this as far as the unemployment rate, people that are really struggling right now, the Urban Institute coming out with their figures of 6.4% being lifted, 6.4 million people, of people being lifted out of poverty with one more stimulus check. Of course, this report out of the Economic Security Project, millions of people with a fourth and even fifth stimulus check. It's starting to come together where we're starting to see like prominent groups, prominent influential people coming out and starting to recognize that, I guess we probably need more stimulus checks. Now, here's the thing. Even with this reconciliation bill coming together, we know that, of course, Nancy Pelosi just a few days ago said that she wants to have this thing completely done by October. We'll have to see about that. The reason why I'm saying we'll have to see about that is I actually came across more information just today that's saying, yeah, October 1st is it's a great line in the sand, but realistically, we might be looking into late fall / early winter before they may actually get this thing done. So, of course, that is just one more article that I found today that I was reading through, and I thought, it seems reasonable to actually consider that. The reason I'm saying that, of course, we don't want that to happen, but the reason I'm saying that is because we've seen so many delays with them. And realistically, an October 1st date to get this thing totally done and passed is actually very ambitious. The reason I'm saying that is because right now, when Congress, what they need to work on right now is they have all kinds of things going forward. They have the end of the fiscal year as of September 1st. They need to start working on the next federal budget, which will be due as of October 1st when the new budget goes into effect. Otherwise, they may be faced with a federal government shutdown. We also have these stopgap bills that they'll need to push forward in order to avoid a government shutdown at the end of September / into early October. We also do have the debt ceiling that they need to work on like right now. Right? So they have a lot going on in the month of September. So the simple fact that they want to pile on these other two packages on top of it is good because we want these things to get passed as quickly as possible, provided they actually have stimulus checks and or permanent raises in there for Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, all of these, and possibly even monthly recurring stimulus checks. But here's the thing. There's a lot going on. Seriously, they have a lot on their table right now, and to pile even more onto it is like, well, is it even reasonable to even think that they can get all that done? Even just thinking that they could get one of these things done within the month of September would, I think, be kind of a little bit ambitious for the most part, right? But either way, I feel like it's a really good sign that all of a sudden, in literally the last, I would say 24 hours or so, I've come across a number of different articles and headlines coming out saying we have a number of people and groups starting to step forward saying, it's 17 months that we're into this thing and the federal government probably needs to step forward. So it's really nice to start to see all of these reports coming out, because this is where things kind of start, is when you get more people coming out kind of with a consensus saying the same thing, like, we need support, then all of a sudden you start to see some action, right? I mean, we can sit here and talk about this until our face is blue, and my face is probably blue already. But here's the thing. We can do this all we want, but until we get more influential people, more influential groups like what we're starting to see right now, that's when things really start to happen. Even though we think we're kind of influential here, realistically, we need people like high up in these like big prominent groups that I've been talking about. These are the ones that really kind of make waves and actually make things happen. So either way, I feel like this is a really good step forward in the right direction when it comes to a fourth stimulus check. Now, of course, I'll continue watching everything very, very closely, and I will let you know as soon as we get more information on all this. But I imagine going forward, considering we've had some of these endorsements lately, I feel like, it's only a matter of time until we get even more groups coming forward and stepping forward to say, yeah, I second that, and we also need more support on a fourth stimulus check and or recurring payments or just something else for the people, right? So either way, I'll continue to watch this very closely. I'll let you know with anything else we find, but enjoy this. I hope that you can hit the subscribe button right down below the video. And like I said earlier, I'm very much committed and dedicated to helping out everybody right here on the channel with honest, accurate, reliable, and transparent information every single day. Thanks again. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you again later in the next video. I'll see you for now.